Russia was the first country to overthrow its monarchy and replace it with a communist regime. Before 1917, it was ruled by Tsar Nicholas II under an absolute monarchy. But widespread poverty, World War I, and public unrest sparked the October Revolution. The Bolsheviks, led by Lenin, seized power and executed the royal family. They formed the Soviet Union, the world's first modern communist state. For decades, the USSR became the center of global communism. But in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed, and modern-day Russia is no longer communist. Vietnam was ruled by a long line of dynasties, with the Nugent dynasty being the last in 1945. After Japan surrendered in World War II, the Vietnamese Revolution broke out. Emperor Bo Ji abdicated the throne, marking the end of centuries of monarchy. The Democratic Republic of Vietnam was proclaimed in the north, under Ho Chi Minh. This marked the beginning of a communist-oriented state following Marxist-Leninist principles. After years of war, the Communists gained full control of the country in 1975. In 1976, the country was officially renamed the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Vietnam remains a one-party communist state today. Before communism, Mongolia was a theocratic kingdom ruled by the Bogd Khan, a religious monarch. The country had close ties to Tibetan Buddhism and followed a feudal theocratic system. After the collapse of the Qing dynasty in China, Mongolia declared independence in 1911. However, it struggled to maintain autonomy and was soon pulled into Soviet influence. In 1924, after the death of Bogd Khan, the monarchy was abolished. Mongolia then established the Mongolian People's Republic, becoming the second communist state in the world. It remained under one-party communist rule until 1992, when it transitioned to a democratic system. China was once ruled by a long line of dynasties, with the Qing dynasty being the last dot. In 1912, the Qing dynasty collapsed after the Xinhai Revolution, ending over 2,000 years of imperial rule. The Republic of China was formed, but it soon fell into chaos, civil war, and foreign invasion. After years of fighting, the Communist Party, led by Mao Zedong, defeated the nationalists. In 1949, Mao proclaimed the founding of the People's Republic of China. The new regime eliminated all remnants of feudal lords and landowners. China became a centralized, one-party communist state aligned with the Soviet model. That system continues today, though with major economic reforms since the 1980s. After Japan's defeat in World War II, the Korean peninsula was divided into North and South. The North came under Soviet influence, while the South was supported by the United States. In 1948, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea was officially established. In the North, the country was led by Kim Il-sung and followed a communist system inspired by Stalinism. Traditional Korean monarchy had already been dissolved under Japanese rule, but the communist state rejected all feudal remnants. North Korea remains a one-party communist state, now ruled by the third generation of the Kim dynasty. Before communism, Laos was a monarchy, ruled by the royal family of Luang Prabha. It became a constitutional monarchy in 1953 after gaining independence from France. However, the country soon fell into a civil war between the royal government and the Pathet Lao. The Pathet Lao, a communist movement backed by North Vietnam, gradually gained power. In 1975, after the fall of Saigon, the Pathet Lao seized control of the entire country. King Savong Vathina was forced to abdicate, and the monarchy was abolished. The Lao People's Democratic Republic was established under communist rule to this day. Laos remains a one-party socialist republic. Before 1975, Cambodia was a constitutional monarchy ruled by Prince Norodom Sihanouk. Although it had a king, real power shifted between royalist, military factions, and foreign-backed groups. In 1970, a coup ousted Sihanouk, leading to a civil war between the U.S.-backed government and the Khmer Rouge. The Khmer Rouge, a radical communist group, seized Phnom Penh in 1975. They abolished the monarchy, private property, money, and even religion. They declared democratic Kampuchea and attempted to create a classless agrarian utopia. However, the Khmer Rouge regime was extremely radical and unlike traditional communist models, such as the Soviet Union or China. The regime led to mass executions, starvation, and the deaths of nearly 2 million people. In 1979, the Khmer Rouge was overthrown, but Cambodia never returned to monarchy as before. Ethiopia was one of the oldest monarchies in the world, tracing its roots back to biblical times. It was ruled by Emperor Haile Selassie, who claimed descent from King Solomon. Despite modernization efforts, famine, inequality, and student unrest triggered widespread discontent in 1974. A military coup led by Marxist officers known as the Derg overthrew the emperor. Haile Selassie was arrested and later died in custody. Under mysterious circumstances, the Derg established a communist state aligned with the Soviet Union. Ethiopia remained under communist rule until the early 1990s. Romania was a kingdom in Eastern Europe ruled by the Hohenzollern royal family. During World War II, the country allied with Nazi Germany, then later switched sides. As Soviet influence spread across Eastern Europe after the war, communist forces gained ground in Romania. In 1947, under pressure from communists backed by Moscow, King Michael I was forced to abdicate. The monarchy was abolished, and Romania was declared a People's Republic. The country became part of the Eastern Bloc and adopted a Soviet-style communist regime. The communist government lasted until 1989, when it collapsed during the wave of revolutions across Eastern Europe.